Let's talk about kerosene pickles. Let's talk about Old Man Rimshaw. Let's talk about Barney's sidecar. It's always fun to hang out with y'all. A loaded goat is causing a stir from the panic he is creating. Come on in, take a seat. It's 2 chairs, no waiting. Sit a spell and tune right in. We are about to start the show. We have a lot to talk about with the folks that we all know. Opie and Ian, Otis Barn and the Darlings too. This will be amazing. It's 2 chairs, no waiting.
Episode number 846, Happy Valley, Shazam.
It's 2 chairs, no waiting. It's 2 chairs, no waiting. Let's start the show.
All right. It is 2 chairs, no waiting, and I'm the host of the show, Allan Newsome. It's great to have you here with me. We're going to be talking about Happy Valley Shazam tonight. Because I've been running across some things that I mentioned last week in our episode last week about Pilot Mountain or Mount Pilot. I've been running through some old articles and things that I'd gotten. Well, one of the things I'd gotten recently was some stuff from Howard's Notes, which was Howard's Notes was the I guess a little news pamphlet that they put out from the Mayberry Texans chapter over in Houston, Texas. The Howard's Notes always says, from the files of County Clerk's Office, room 203, City Hall, Mayberry, North Carolina, phone 397. So there you go. So that's where Howard's Notes comes from. This particular one from the files of the county clerk came to me back in November of 1997. But I thought it would be something you guys would enjoy hearing about, and something I had completely forgotten about and did not remember. So let's go into this report. It says, we learned in episode number 138, it was the beauty pageant, that episode, that a boundary dispute arose between the early settlers of Mayberry and the Indians, whose land in a beautiful valley was protected by treaty. When James Merriweather agreed to move the settlers back to a point in the valley mentioned in the treaty, Chief Noogatuck was pleased and said, "We will live in peace, and this will be called Happy Valley." Now, John Masters recalls this fact as he was doing research that was researched by Dwayne, the author of the play about the founding of Mayberry. This is where all this information came from. An old map found in Howard Sprague's desk drawer shows that there really is a place in North Carolina called Happy Valley. There really is a place in North Carolina. My goodness. But it's probably a little bit further away from Mayberry than would be expected for it to have been a settlement. But it does seem more than a coincidence that the names are there, so it could still be the right place. In a article review of James Fraser's book, Cold Mountain, John Bordston of the Charlotte Observer writes that present-day Happy Valley is a long, broad swatch of cropland and pasture land at the foot of the Blue Ridge Mountains. He gives us a location in the central Caldwell County area, just east of where U.S. Highway 321 crosses Highway 268. It's about 5 miles north of Lenoir, North Carolina. That puts Happy Valley about, 65 to 75 miles southwest of Mount Airy and Mount Pilot and the general vicinity that Mayberry would have been. It's probably too far away to be part of Noogatuck's Happy Valley, but maybe not. We aren't sure how large this range was that Noogatuck was bragging about, but we do know that in his historical meeting with James Merriweather, the chief feared that his valley was growing smaller. Did other settlers eventually force the Indians to withdraw to what is now remains as Happy Valley in North Carolina? We hope that friends in our Tar Heel state who have visited the area can add to this story and give us more information. We'd like to hear from you here on the podcast about this. And to those of you who have traced Noogatuck's descendants, will you please get in touch with us and let us know what you know? We appreciate it. Thanks. So if you're watching the video version of the podcast right now, I will have a link in our show notes as well. I have a Google map pulled up that you can actually see Happy Valley and Pilot Mountain's clearly marked off in the top right corner. Happy Valley's in the bottom left corner, and Mount Airy's just above Pilot Mountain. Easy to spot there. You should be able to see there on the map. But that kind of gives you an idea of how far away it is. It's really not overly far, and it is in the same valley as Mount Airy is located, which would have been where Mayberry would have been. Basically. So there is a possibility, there's a really good connection there that Happy Valley, that name came from the Happy Valley area of North Carolina, right near Lenoir City, and is related to the Mount Airy area that you can clearly see. So it's all in the Yadkin Valley, I'm not saying that right, that goes all the way up through North Carolina, up through Wilkesboro, and eventually hits up around Elkin, and you'll see it gets up into the Mount Airy area as well, White's Plains and everything. So it's all right there in that region. So guys, if you're from North Carolina, let us know what you know, because this is just one of the questions, fans of the Andy Griffith Show, we always want to know. I did a little bit of research looking at this stuff. Looks like it's a legit thing. Never been to Happy Valley. So maybe I need to get my pilgrim hat and march into town in Happy Valley dressed as Floyd in his pilgrim outfit from the play. Maybe that's what I need to do. Oh, Happy Valley. So there you go, guys. A little bit of extra history. I want to thank our friends from Howard's Notes. It was Jim Schwanke. Jim Schwanke passed away several years ago, but I think of him often when I read these wonderful notes. Our Mayberry friends always bring a smile to our face, and I'm so thankful for all of you who have ever written and sent me things, because every time I read them, I think of you. And hopefully when you listen to this podcast, you think of me, since I'm the one talking. I guess that would be a good possibility. All right, so I did have another thing I wanted to bring up, because the podcast name is Happy Valley, Shazam. One of the other things I've been doing recently is been watching episodes of the Andy Griffith Show and just seeing all the things, that's not new, but seeing all the different quotes. And one of them that came up to mind recently was Shazam. So Shazam, where did that phrase come from? There's a lot of phrases. I'm going to try to look into some of these things to determine them. I got this one and maybe one more tonight. We'll see where time's going here. But the one that I came up with tonight was Shazam. We know Gomer says it. Gomer says Shazam. We hear that all the time, right? We know that's where, well, it may not be the first place we ever heard it, but it's definitely a place where we have definitely heard it said, right?
Shazam.
Right, Shazam. That's what I said. Yeah, so we know that Gomer says it. But where did it come from? I knew from growing up as a kid, and some of the folks in our chat rooms are already starting to kick into this. I knew from growing up as a kid because I used to watch I think it was Captain Marvel at that point, Captain Marvel and ISIS Hour, or just Captain Marvel at all. But let me give you the answer to the question, because that literally is where it came from, not from that TV series that came out on Saturday mornings, but it did originate from, it was a word invented for the Captain Marvel comics in 1940. That is where it came from. So according to the online dictionary, Shazam is a word that was invented for Captain Marvel in the comic books in the 1940s. Captain Marvel was created by writer Bill Parker and artist C.C. Beck, and they first appeared in the 1940 publication called Whiz Comics. That's where he first appeared. So if you guys have ever seen Captain Marvel or you've seen these shows, that is where it came from. But he said Shazam in order to become Captain Marvel. All right. So of course, I'm not going to go into this stuff, but Marvel Comics didn't own Captain Marvel. So there was a lawsuit at some point. That's why he's now called Shazam. They just call the character Shazam. They don't call him Captain Marvel anymore. But here's what Shazam, if you didn't know this, Shazam actually means something. It's a word. The word Shazam is an acronym formed by using the first letter of the names of 6 mythical elders that provided Captain Marvel his superpowers. It's Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. That spells out Shazam. And when the young boy named Billy Batson would say Shazam, he would turn into the adult superhero Captain Marvel. So I thought that was really interesting. I don't know if you guys do, but I did also find, I'm not sure if I can find it right now as I'm looking through this, but there is also a definition for this that literally means that it's a word used as surprise. Let's see if I can find that somewhere here. Because I was looking at all this stuff up this afternoon and coming up with it. In slang, the term Shazam is an exclamation used to express something happened suddenly, like a magical or a surprising event. That's what it is in slang. And guys, that has to be from Gomer using it. Whoever used it other than Billy Batson to turn into the superhero other than Gomer when he was Shazam. That is a great definition for that. It was for something happening suddenly, like a magical or a surprising event. That's exactly how Gomer always used the phrase. So there you go. The writers of the Andy Griffith Show, I don't know if they gave Gomer that phrase to use or if it was a common use by the early 1960s to use it for that slang reason of a magical, sudden, transformational occurrence. Something magic happened. Shazam. Like an example. I wish I could have been there. Shazam. Or I wish I could have been there. Shazam. And I was. That kind of thing. That's how it was actually used. I don't know if you guys find that interesting or not, but I do. So I wanted to get this out there to everybody so you guys would have this information and you would know where the phrase actually came from. I'm always interested in that. Did Jim Nabors, did he use that phrase so the writers used it, or was it the writers of the Andy Griffith Show? I didn't determine that, and so I don't know the answer to that, but I do know where it originated from. So you've got that now. So, and of course it may have something to do with the new Superman movies coming out this week. So maybe I have superheroes on my mind. I don't know, but I really thought you guys would enjoy that, and maybe it'd be something useful. I don't know. So there you go. There's you go. I do have one other one, and I guess I'll go ahead and give it to you because it's such a. Barney's phrase, "nip it in the bud." Where did that come from? Did you know? I didn't. So, nip it in the bud is a phrase that originates from horticulture. It refers to the practice of pinching off or cutting off a plant's buds to prevent them from developing into flowers or leaves. This action stops the plant's growth at an early stage, preventing further development. The idiom is used metaphorically to mean stopping a problem or undesirable situation from developing. developing any further by addressing it in its early stages. So that is where it came from. The phrase is actually traced all the way back to the 16th century. So Barney, very knowledgeable man, traces that phrase goes all the way back to the 16th century, with examples appearing in literature around that time. One source says the idiom was popularized, there I got it out, by Henry Shallett in his 1596 romance, Piers Plains Sevens Years Apprenticeships. I can't read in Old English, but that's what it says. Another source said it appeared in a play by Beaumont and Fletcher in 1606 and 1607. So there you go. It's old. It's a very old phrase. Definitely not something Marty made up, but definitely something for all of us and fans of the Andy Griffith Show he made famous. Nip it in the bud. That's one thing you got to do. Nip it in the bud. So there you go, guys. I hope you got that. I hope you enjoyed that. I don't have a sound effect for that, do I? Oh, man. I can't even play it for you. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed those bits of information. And now, while we're here, let's head over to some background music for trivia, because we have some trivia from Paul Mulik this episode. I know you're going to enjoy it. I know I am. I haven't even got to read this. He just sent it to me. It's hot off the press. Hot off the presses. Just got it. So I didn't even get to read them. We're just going to go wild with allspice right here and read these questions. This week's topic, complete the quote, Floyd the Barber edition. Yay, I like this one already. All right, so if you guys are ready, this is our trivia. Our trivia for the week. Complete the quote, Floyd the Barber edition. Now, the sad part is going to be if I don't know the answers. Okay, here we go. Question number 1. All right. Here's his quote. He goes, yeah, gee whiz, 2 chairs. And I've got fill in the blank. All right. So we got our folks in our chat rooms. If you would like to be a part of our chat rooms, you can join us on Monday nights at 8 Eastern Time at live.2chairsnowaiting.com. There's also a YouTube channel you can join us at, or a Facebook channel. But all right, so quote number 1, Floyd the Barber edition. Yeah, gee whiz, 2 chairs, and I've got the answer. I'll give you a hint first. It's from the Bookie Barber. I don't think you should have to know that. Yeah, gee whiz, 2 chairs. And I've got the magazines to swing it. So the magazines to swing it is what we were looking for from Floyd the Barber. There you go. And by the way, that is where the name of our podcast came from. And Paul even mentioned that. Here's your chance to explain the origins of the name of the podcast. 2 chairs, no waiting. And I've got the magazines to swing it. There you go. This is where this came from. All right, question number 2. Question number 2. There's only 5 questions tonight. Question number 2. Maud, Al, if those hamburgers are ruined, what's the rest of it? So give us the end of the quote. What is your answer? Folks in our chat room are doing pretty good. They're popping in with the answers. Again, if you want to be in our chat rooms, definitely join us in these. They have a lot of fun, I believe, visiting with one another. So here's the answer. It's from Convicts at Large, if that's helpful to you. But I'll just read it. And here's the beginning. Maud, Al, if those hamburgers are ruined, I won't be responsible. One of my favorite lines. I won't be responsible. There's your answer. Number 3. Thank you very much again to Paul Mulik for sending these in. Number 3. Oh, here we go. Next time you need a haircut, you can send your hair to... Oh, that's pretty tough. Then it's a blank. What's the rest of it? Next time you need a haircut, you can send your hair to... This is a tough one. I don't know if how many people are going to get these. This one is pretty tough. Good job. They're getting part of it in the chat room. But it's actually, there's a specific place they're going to send it. All right, so this is from the episode Howard the Comedian. Okay, Howard the Comedian. It's not just, remember, there's a whole phrase that you got to fill in. Next time you need a haircut, you can send your hair to. It happened on Howard the Comedian. All right, here we go. Here's the answer. Next time you need a haircut, you can send your hair to that poodle trimmer in Mount Pilot. So Mount Pilot is correct. A lot of people in our chat room were saying Mount Pilot, but they didn't get the poodle that poodle trimmer in Mount Pilot. There you go. That's a color episode. Got to watch your color episodes, guys. That's maybe why people are having a harder time. Number four. Say, on your way out, take a look at the sidewalk. See if it don't say, fill in the blank. Say, on your way out, take a look at the sidewalk. See if it don't say. What's the rest of the quote? Come on, you guys can do it. I'll give you the hint. It is from the episode A Case of the Punch in the Nose. And some folks in our chat room are picking this one up. They're getting it. And I love this. I say this. Hey, on your way out, look at this sidewalk. Yeah. See if it don't say Bobby Gribble hates him a lot. So so I didn't know that either. Paul's telling me it is spelled Lartz, L-A-R-T-Z, instead of Larch, L-A-R-C-H. I always thought it was C-H. Good job, Paul. I'll take it in any form, the good answer. See if it don't say Bobby Gribble hates him a lot. There you go. I'm sure Paul saw that in the trivia, in a script. You've probably seen it written out. All right, and our last question, number 5 for this week is, I didn't see anything disgraceful about it. And I remember this one. Floyd, these are all Floyd quotes, remember. I didn't see anything disgraceful about it. And I gave you a little bit of it. There you go, folks in the chat room are getting it. All right, so this is from the banjo playing deputy. This is a great one. Floyd, in referring to watching the Sultan, what's her name? The Sultan and his what? Anyway, he says, I didn't see anything disgraceful about it, and I've seen it 6 times. The Sultan's favorite. Thank you. I knew there was something favorite. I was like, what's the right word? Sultan's favorite. Mike knows. Yeah, Mike in our chat room, Kentucky Mike, he is dressed up as the banjo playing deputy. He actually dressed up as the Sultan, and his wife dressed up as his favorite, and walked in the parade at Mayberry Days. A great job, by the way. I loved it. So fun to see. That is our answer. So Floyd said, I've been to see it 6 times. So that's why. I didn't see anything disgraceful about it, and I've seen it 6 times. Great episode. Oh, so there you go, folks. That is our trivia, and I hope you enjoyed that. That is pretty awesome. Great job from Paul Mulik putting together our trivia for the week, and I just can't thank him enough for taking the time to put together these trivia questions for us all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're running real quick tonight on this episode, so that's good. I'm trying to be a little bit better at not making the episodes twice this long. We're at about 25 minutes in or something like that. So, folks, I think that's probably enough. I do want to thank our sponsor, and I hope you guys will go by and visit them. Our sponsor, as always, is Weaver's Department Store. I have definitely forgotten to tell you about them and other weeks. But Weaver's, head over to Weaver's and check it out. It's a great time if you may be going on the Mayberry cruise or something. or maybe if you're not even, this is a good one. The Mayberry Lawman button-down shirt. It's almost like a Hawaiian shirt, but it's got Mayberry things all over it. It's really soft, too. Boy, it's a really cool shirt. There's also lounge pants that are made out of the same material and look similar. But if you're going on the Mayberry Cruise, this will be a great shirt to wear. Of course, there's also a Mayberry Cruise shirt. It's Cruise to Mayberry. There's a light blue and a, what's it called, periwinkle? No, Heatherberry. Heatherberry is the other one. There it is. So there's two different versions of the same shirt. One is blue, which I assume guys might get, but not necessarily. And the other is a pinkish color. I don't know, salmon. I don't know the right color. It's called Heatherberry. Go look at it. Go over to Weaver, check it out. But they're Cruise to Mayberry shirts, and they have instead of a squad car or a cruise ship, it is a squad car cruise ship on the shirt. It's a really fun thing if you're going on the cruise, or even if you just like cruising around in your car. Maybe this will be something you'd be interested in. So guys, go over and check things out over at Weaver's Department Store. They sponsor the podcast. I should say it is my wife who runs the place, and I run the websites and everything for it. So it's all going to help support the podcast. And I really do appreciate anything you can do. And I appreciate you for just being here with me. It is always fun to spend time here in Mayberry, visiting with you and sharing a little bit of Mayberry fun. I hope you're liking these little one-off things I've been doing the last couple of weeks. It's holiday time. A lot of people are not overly inside and listening to podcasts and watching the videos and stuff, but hopefully you're enjoying these and they're fun for you. They're fun for me. I enjoy them, and I thought I'd try to keep them a little bit shorter and working on that. So, folks, thanks again for being here. I would love to hear from you. We got a new number, so if you want to call me, you can. It's not the old 888 number. It is 256-513-9526. You can give me a call. You can email me at floyd@imayberry.com. Or you can just head over to twochairsnowaiting.com. All the information there is there. The phone number's there. The email address, floyd@imayberry.com. Like I said, the new phone number, 256-513-9526. And all the other ways you can get in touch with me are right there on the Two Chairs No Waiting website. You can get over there and check it out. And I would love to hear your voice. We got a voicemail from Paul Mulik that I didn't see until right before the show was about to start tonight, where he was giving us some more information about maybe some of the military members of folks from the Andy Griffith Show that we kind of talked about last week. So if you have that information, please send that in. I'd love to hear from you. Folks, until next week, we'll see you here on Two Chairs.